All right, we're here with Medina head coach Laird, and coach, you guys have big expectations going into this year, but I first want to talk about Danny Stoddard. I mean, a guy who led the whole country in passing yards last year, but just kind of talk about his growth from last season into this year.
Well, the biggest thing is the film work for him in the offseason. He's gotten stronger, gotten a little bit bigger, but as far as how he's advancing as a player, it's been the film work in the offseason.
And then losing a receiver like Brandon Schramm who's at Ohio State, but you guys do bring back Knowles and Wojciak, who both averaged 2,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. Just kind of talk about bringing those guys back into your offense.
Well, it's very important to have guys that know how to work, and those guys know how to work every day and bring it every day and lead. That's where Brendan had a lot of great stats and was a great player for him, but one of his biggest attributes was his leadership. And with those guys returning for us, they learned under Brennan how to be leaders, and you're seeing it already within our receiving corps, which is so important. And it's so important at any position grouping.
And then you guys lose 3 offensive linemen, but you do bring back Jarvis. Just kind of talk about the 4 new offensive linemen, what they're going to bring this year.
Well, we have other guys that did see some time last year. But like I said, on the leadership role in the receiving room, it's the same on the offensive line. You got Pete and Evan, who both are returning for us. Evan started some games for us and played quite a bit, but Pete's got to lead that group, and they're starting to gel, and I think that they can be a pretty good one for us.
And then on the defensive side, you got Nunn, who missed the first 6 games last year, but in the last 7, he recorded 9.5 sacks. And then you bring back the 2 safeties, Talon Hove and Kabuto Sevic. Just kind of talk about how big those guys are for your defense.
Oh, leadership. We keep on harping on that with every group, and Nathan brings that leadership. You saw it even last year, even when he was injured, providing that leadership role for us. But Cooper, great leader. Talent in the secondary is very, very key, getting those other younger guys understanding what needs to be done back there.
Well, Coach, thank you for the time and good luck on the 2023 season.
All right, thank you very much.
Medina senior quarterback Danny Stoddard has his expectations this year. You guys open up the season against Stillwater Bulls, and then you come back here against Old Anthony and Wadsworth, and then there's no joke in the Bear Conference. I mean, this is a conference that's really stacked. Just got to talk about the expectations for you guys this season.
I'm really excited. I think it'll be the same from last year. I think we'll be fine. I think we're expecting to win the conference again.
Well, Danny, thank you for taking the time and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Medina wide receivers Knowles and Wojciak. Guys, you guys have big expectations coming into the season. Both of you guys averaged 2,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. Just kind of talk about your guys' expectations so far.
I expect to get more. I want like 1,700 yards on myself.
Yeah, same thing. I'm expecting to do better, obviously, and progress, so a lot more than last year.
And just kind of talk about the other receivers that we're looking out for this year.
Definitely Nathan Angus and Cam Hathaway, Dylan Whitehill, Brendan Schramm. They're all going to be pretty good this year.
And then going into last year with Danny Stoddard, who led the whole country in passing yards, just kind of talk about going into last season with him.
You got it.
I got it. I'm excited to go into this season with him. Obviously, we're going to break more records and, lead the nation again. So it's like.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get back with Danny again, and obviously I also think we'll get more records, all 3 of us, hopefully, so I think we'll have a really good year.
And then just talk about your guys' expectations this season. I mean, you guys open up the season against Stillwater Falls, and then Owen Tangier, and then Wadsworth, and then it's no joke in the paper conference. Just kind of talk about your team's expectations this year.
We expect to win all of them. So.
Yeah, we're expecting to go undefeated again, especially in our conference. We're 2-time conference champs, so we want to keep that going. And then those first 3 games will definitely be tough, but I think we'll be able to handle it.
All right, guys, well, thank you for taking the time and good luck on the 2023 season. All right, we're here with Medina's senior offensive line, Pete Jarvis. And Pete, you guys have big expectations coming into this year, but obviously you're the returning starter on the offensive line. Just kind of talk about the 4 new offensive line and what they're going to bring to your guys' offensive line this year.
I think we're bringing a lot more speed, we're a lot faster up front, and I think the guys will be a little more work ethic, eager to work hard. So, especially my right guard, I have should be really good for us.
And then you got a quarterback who you're going to block for this year, who led the whole country in passing yards last year with Danny Stoddard. Just kind of talk about going into your last year with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for sure going to miss him, throwing behind me. But this year for sure, I'm just going to be happy and eager to just keep him up safe. So, yeah.
Well, Pete, thank you for taking the time. Good luck on the 2023 season.
Thank you.
Senior Nathan, Nunn, and Nathan, you guys have big expectations this year. Obviously, coming off that injury from last year, I mean, you missed the first 6 games, but you played the last 7 with recording 9.5 sacks. Do you think it fueled you into the offseason to get you ready for this year?
Oh, 100%. Being without the game changed my outlook on football itself and how much I really care about the game, and definitely dedicated every single moment of my offseason to getting better, to getting the most healthy and the best I've ever felt. I'm just really excited to play the senior year with my friends.
And then you guys, on the defensive side, you bring in 2 safeties, Cooper Josephic and Talon Holvey. Just kind of talk about what it's like going up with them on the defensive side, and just kind of talk about some of the other defensive guys we're looking out for.
Cooper J is one of the hardest working kids I ever met. Trust him, very great leader, great to play with. Talon is one of the best athletes I've ever seen on a football field. And obviously we got a great D-line, everyone coming back with experience. We got some corners, Cam Soko, look out for him. And Johnny Estes on linebacker, look out for him. We should have a pretty good team, got a lot of experience coming back this year.
Well, Nathan, thank you for taking the time, and good luck on